Most people believe their electricity bill is high because they use too much power. But in many homes, the real problem is something else: energy waste happening quietly in the background, every day. Certain devices and systems inside your home are consuming electricity far more than necessary. Some run longer than they should. Others use power even when no one is using them. Over time, these hidden energy drains slowly push your electricity bill higher and higher. The surprising part is that many of the biggest power wasters are things people rarely think about. Understanding where this waste comes from can make a big difference in how you manage energy in your home. Electricity flows through dozens of systems every day: appliances, heating and cooling equipment, lighting, electronics, and even devices that stay plugged in all the time. Each one uses a small amount of energy, but when several of them operate inefficiently, the total cost adds up. Let's take a closer look at some of the biggest power wasters found in many homes. Point 1: of the most common sources of energy waste is heating and cooling systems. Air conditioners and heating units are usually the largest electricity consumers in any household. When temperatures rise in summer or fall during winter, these systems work harder to maintain comfortable indoor temperatures. If the equipment is older, poorly maintained, or running in a house with poor insulation, it may use significantly more electricity than necessary. Even something as simple as a dirty air filter can force the system to run longer, increasing energy consumption without improving comfort. Another major source of wasted electricity is old or inefficient appliances. Refrigerators, freezers, washing machines, and dryers are essential parts of daily life, but older models can use far more power than modern designs. A refrigerator that runs all day and night with outdated technology can quietly add a noticeable amount to your electricity bill every month. Many people keep appliances for years without realizing how much energy they consume compared to newer, more efficient models. The third major power waster is standby power, sometimes called phantom energy. Many electronic devices continue using electricity even when they appear to be turned off. Televisions, gaming consoles, streaming devices, desktop computers, printers, and even phone chargers often draw small amounts of electricity when plugged in. Individually, the amount of power is small. But across an entire home with dozens of connected devices, standby energy can become a constant drain on electricity usage. Lighting is another area where energy waste often occurs. Traditional incandescent light bulbs use far more electricity than modern LED lighting. In some homes, lighting systems may remain on longer than necessary or use bulbs that are far less efficient than newer alternatives. Replacing older lighting with energy-efficient bulbs can significantly reduce electricity usage over time. Another hidden source of wasted power is water heating. Water heaters run frequently throughout the day to maintain a supply of hot water for showers, dishwashing, and laundry. If the heater is old, poorly insulated, or set to a higher temperature than necessary, it can consume a large amount of electricity. Many homeowners don't realize that water heating is often one of the top contributors to household energy costs. Then there is poor insulation and air leaks. When a house loses heat during winter or lets warm air enter during summer, heating and cooling systems must work harder to maintain indoor temperatures. This extra effort requires more electricity. Small air leaks around windows, doors, and vents may seem minor, but together they can significantly affect energy efficiency. Another overlooked power waster is devices running longer than needed. Clothes dryers, dishwashers, and other appliances sometimes operate longer cycles than necessary. When appliances run with partial loads or operate during peak energy hours, electricity usage increases. These patterns may seem harmless, but repeated over weeks and months, they contribute to higher electricity bills. All of these examples show that energy waste is rarely caused by one single device. Instead, it's usually the result of several small inefficiencies happening at the same time. An older appliance here, a standby device there, a heating system working harder than necessary, and lighting that could be more efficient. Individually, each one may seem insignificant. Together, they create a noticeable impact on your electricity bill. The key insight is simple. Understanding how electricity is used inside your home allows you to identify where energy is being wasted. Once you see how these systems operate, it becomes easier to make adjustments. Some people begin by improving efficiency, replacing old bulbs, maintaining appliances, sealing air leaks, or reducing standby power. Others take the next step and start learning about ways to reduce dependence on the electrical grid itself. In recent years, more homeowners have started exploring alternative approaches to managing electricity. Some install renewable energy systems. Others experiment with smaller independent power setups that can supplement the electricity coming from the grid. these approaches are not always about replacing traditional electricity completely. Often, the goal is simply to reduce how much power a household needs to buy each month. When you combine better energy awareness with practical solutions, the results can be meaningful over time. Electricity will always be an important part of modern life, but understanding where energy is wasted gives you more control over how it is used. Instead of feeling like rising power bills are unavoidable, you begin to see the systems behind them and the opportunities to manage them more efficiently. If you found this explanation helpful, consider subscribing to the channel for more videos that explore how home energy systems work and how people are learning to manage electricity more effectively. And if you want to explore some of the alternative ideas people are studying to reduce their dependence on traditional power sources, you can find a helpful resource in the description. It explains how certain small-scale energy systems work and what's involved if you want to study or experiment with them further.